right, today we are diving deep into one of the most visually hypnotic forms of street dance out there. Seriously, it's a style that's all about precision, about architecture, and making these impossible-looking geometric shapes. So let's get into the sharp angles and mind-bending patterns of tutting. You've probably seen this, right? Maybe in a music video, or you're just scrolling through your feed and bam! A performer starts weaving this insane labyrinth of lines and angles with their arms and fingers. It's so sharp, so clean, it almost looks like CGI. And it just makes you stop and wonder, what is that and how are they doing it? Well, that style, it's called tutting. The best way to think about it is like a dancer is sculpting the very air around them. They're using their body, their arms, their fingers to create a whole series of perfect right angles and super crisp, clean lines. It's less about that fluid, flowing motion and way more about creating this breathtaking, almost stop-motion effect, but with a human body.
So where on earth does a name like tutting even come from? I mean, it doesn't exactly scream street dance, does it? Well, the answer is pretty wild. It's not from the clubs of the 20th century. It's actually from ancient history.
The dancers who first started this style, they noticed this really striking resemblance. Think about it. Their flat, two-dimensional poses with arms bent at these super sharp angles, bodies often in profile. It looked exactly like the figures you see in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. It was this visual callback that gave it the name. A direct shout-out to one of the most famous pharaohs in history, King Tutankhamun.
Okay, so now we know where the name's from, but let's get into how the dance itself was actually born. I mean, how did dancers, in a totally different time, take this ancient inspiration and turn it into something so modern and revolutionary?
For that, we gotta go back to the 1970s. This was just an incredible time for American street dance. You've got funk music blasting, and dancers, especially on the West Coast, are just inventing legendary styles left and right, like popping and locking. In this super creative environment, everyone's looking for new ways to move, and tutting was born right out of that search.
And in the very beginning, the entire style was built around one single, absolutely crucial element, the 90-degree angle. This wasn't just a random choice, it was a statement. In a dance world full of fluid motion, the right angle stood for precision, for structure, and for just total control. So what did that actually look like? Well, focusing on those 90-degree angles meant the style was all about incredibly clean lines. Dancers were creating these really defined boxes and other geometric shapes in the air. And at first, it was all done with big, clear arm-focused movements. But of course, the story doesn't just stop there. Like any cool art form, it kept evolving. A new generation of dancers came along and started asking, okay, this is amazing, but how can we push it even further? How can we flip the script on this geometric dance?
And this progression, it shows this really fascinating journey of scale. You see, the dance started out huge and architectural with the arms. Then, it started to play with imaginary spaces around the dancer. And finally, it zoomed way in, shrinking all that amazing complexity down to the very tips of the fingers.
So arm tutting, that was the original canvas. Think of it like a painter's first bold strokes. This is where dancers created the basic language of the style, the crisp right angles at the elbow and the wrist, forming these pathways and patterns in space. Then came box tutting, which added this whole new layer of illusion. Dancers started using their hands to outline shapes, making it look like they were trapped inside an invisible box. And then they would methodically break out of it, one geometric plane at a time. It turned the dance into a story about interacting with a world you can't even see. But the real game changer, the most significant leap forward, was definitely finger tutting. I mean, this was a quantum leap in complexity. All of a sudden, you've got this flurry of tiny, intricate movements. It's like thousands of little gears working in perfect sync, creating these mesmerizing patterns that were just faster and way more detailed than anything that came before. So how did this super intricate art form, born in the underground dance scene, become this global sensation that we know today? Well, the answer is all about the power of the internet and a new wave of digital pioneers who basically introduced it to the entire world. Tutting was practically made for the internet. A short, mind-bending clip could just instantly cross language barriers and cultural divides. YouTube became its digital stage, and suddenly, through online tutorials, a whole new global generation of dancers could learn it, innovate on it, and share their own creations. And artists like David Elsewhere, J-Funk, J-Rock, and Dido became absolute legends in this new era. These guys weren't just incredible dancers, they were masters of the camera, They knew how to frame their movements perfectly, pushing the art form to these insane new heights of speed and creativity that just captivated millions of people. So from the funk clubs of the 70s all the way to viral videos of today, tutting has had a pretty incredible journey. So when we look at where it is now in the culture today, what's the lasting impact of this geometric dance? This quote right here, it just nails it. That word clean is perfect. It's not just about being neat, it's about the unbelievable discipline, the precision, and the artistry it takes to make every single little movement completely intentional. In the whole vast world of street dance, tutting really stands out for its beautiful architectural structure.
I mean, the fact that it evolved from big arm movements all the way down to tiny finger wiggles proves that this art form is always innovating. The future of tutting is now in the hands of a new generation of digital natives and creative pioneers. And if the past is any clue, we are in for a seriously dazzling display of geometric artistry that we haven't even imagined yet.